So it was great to see a historic local building being brought back to life on the high street, and it was great to be involved right from the beginning. I mean, our first brand meeting was on the building site just as they were starting work on the renovations. It was really rewarding sort of witnessing and being part of the project, seeing the building being transformed from an empty shell to opening day with everything branded up. Following on from the brand launch, it's been really great to see it become such a local, successful business and to help contribute to the high street. So we worked closely with the owners of the Whisky Café throughout the project. We took the same approach with the branding as they did with the renovations, so respecting the history of the building, but also creating something that was sort of modern and fit for today. We wanted the brand to feel timeless and really reflect the quality of the experience that was on offer.
I think when it comes to the Whisky Café website project, and I know it's probably been said by other people, it's like when you're involved from something from the very beginning, from literally knocking out bricks to renovating a property, working on the branding and seeing it all come to life, the website's really got to reflect that. The must-have really is understanding that whole customer journey, what they need, what the people who are going to use the website are going to need as well. Rather than just create a good looking portfolio or brochure kind of website, it's a website that has sort of email, capture integration, all the booking information, you know, people can come to the website and book. So it's like really well thoroughly thought out from start to finish, from wireframes to the process to the design to launching it, building it on a platform which is stable and is not going to need plugin updates every month or core updates like WordPress would. So we built everything on Webflow. From literally that starting point of the project, seeing all the branding and everything come to life which we were involved with, to then transferring that onto a website which allows people to book and capture the information and do the marketing for them. That's what made the website so successful and continues to today.
So a milestone that really sticks in my head, it has to be when I got to see the Whisky Café after the renovations. For that we were working on all these mood boards and all these ideas of what we could do on socials with the launch, but until I actually saw it, it didn't quite click that it was going to look how it did. Once we saw after the renovations what the Whisky Café and the brand and everything came together, I think it was much clearer that we were taking the right direction for the social launch, and ultimately the launch was really successful because we had such a positive feedback and the results spoke for it themselves.
So it was more than just a branding project. It was actually the launch of a completely new business. Strategy sort of aligned the whole team internally at Big Bear before we did any creative work. So the brand, the website, the social media, they were all developed together rather than in isolation. Everything was considered up front, so we weren't adding anything on afterwards as an afterthought. It was all really well curated. The result was a really consistent customer experience from the very first impression of the Whisky Café right through to their first visit to the actual venue.
One thing that most hospitality brands can do better at is being consistent with what they deliver and what they do. They never really fully consider, I don't think, the person behind the screen that's kind of consuming their brand and seeing their brand. It all needs to lead obviously to the same kind of image and give the same feeling. When you look at brands such as the Savoy, the big hotels, they do things so well, and I think it's because they consider and ask themselves that question, who is behind the screen and who's viewing my brand? People need to start looking there before they create a social media plan.
With the Whisky Café, the brand, website and social were all developed together. We knew how everything would work together from day one. That resulted in a better experience for the client because nothing was an afterthought. It was all sort of thought through beforehand and implemented holistically.